patriots to mount up, mount up. It's time for them patriots to mount up, mount up. Patriots, mount up. Let's monitor the politics, give them all the realness. Everything transparent so the people feel this. Government officials, we gon' challenge all your bullish. Lying to the people in the world, let's expose this. It's time for them patriots to mount up, mount up. It's time for them patriots to mount up, mount up. Patriots, mount up. Let's monitor the politics, give them all the realness. Everything transparent so the people feel this. Government officials, we gon' challenge all your bullish. Lying to the people in the world, let's expose this.
Patriots, mount up! Hello, Salty Dogs. Welcome to the Salty Sailor Live. I'm your honored but humble host, the Salty Sailor. Talking to you live from my bunker in sunny AZ. It is February 8th, 2021, 7 o'clock on the dot of a new patriotic republic. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. I hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. It's time to start off Monday just right. Episode 9. A lot of news firing off left and right today. I'm trying to bring you the brief highlights of what I can, so this is how we're going to start. Let's go. Episode 9. Political theater. Trump's lawyers demand immediate dismissal of charges in Senate impeachment trial. Well, we obviously know this is a sham impeachment. However, we are where we are at this point, right? President Trump's lawyers argued the Senate should immediately dismiss the articles of impeachment in a 75-page legal brief filed Monday morning. Trump's lead lawyers, basically, he switched out the old legal team, and he's got these new lawyers named David Schoen and Bruce Castor in a pretrial brief, accused the House Democrats of suffering from Trump derangement syndrome, engaging in political theater, and called the trial unconstitutional because Trump is no longer in office. I have a big fat word to say to that. Duh. Briefly on this, it says, let's see. You can't just criminalize Republican speech and ignore all the Democrats. Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me. Next conversation. But basically, in regards to the Trump's lead lawyers and all that, I think, as we all know, this is going to happen this way. It's a sham from the start. This is going to be yet a second sham impeachment trial. And obviously, the first one didn't go so well for the demos, and the second one will not go so for the demos. If Trump wants to run in 2024, he's got all these platforms to say, okay, you guys did this, you guys did this, you guys did this, you guys did this. However, I had the best economy with all this drama going on that you created, self-created, and look at where we are today, and that's why I'm going to run in 2024 and whoop all your asses. Anyway, in breaking news, moving on to the next one, you can't just criminalize Republican speech and ignore all the Democrats who've incited violence. Senator Rand Paul blasts Schumer for inciting hate and violence. It's a video. It's posted on my Facebook page. If you do not remember correctly, both Senator Schumer, which thank God he's going to be up for re-election in the summertime, and I'm sure New York just cannot wait. As well as that Maxine Waters lady, both incited riots basically with their hate speech that they continued to spew via video. That's all on video. It wasn't fake. It's out there for people to see. So people requesting proof, look at the video. Basically, this is his quote. Rand Paul blasts Majority Leader Schumer over his threatening remarks. Senator Rand Paul, I think if you're going to criminalize speech and somehow impeach everybody who says, oh, go fight to hear your voices heard, really, we ought to impeach Chuck Schumer. So if people want to hold President Trump accountable for language, there has to be consistent standard, and to my mind, it's a partisan farce. Again, do unto thee and not me. It's obviously the Democrats' motto. Moving on forward to the next one. This is funny. Biden executive order recommends fines from $250 to $1,500 for violating TSA mask mandate. Here is the funny thing. The own guy can't even follow his own rules. He did the ban on public national parks, right? Caught twice without a mask. So realistically, what fines are we paying and to whom? Another one was interesting that, what's her face, whatever, the wicked witch from the West, Nancy Pelosi, decides that she's going to pass that, excuse me, guys, She's going to pass that security thing going into the Capitol building, right? Hence, she doesn't even follow her own rules. We have Dan Crenshaw from Texas trying to say, hey, Nancy, they're going to start pushing to fine and make her fine herself. Again, people don't follow their own rules. Why are you trying to hand it down to other people? Hypocrisy 101. Moving on to the next round, U.S. virus deaths surpass 450,000. Daily toll is stubbornly high. Again, do you guys see anything improving? Do you guys see a random fix? What happened to Biden's plan? He was the master behind all this, right? He had all this plan in blind. Nothing's getting done. Interesting enough. Well, again, I guess you can't copy people. You actually have to do something for a living. I'll leave that up for you to judge. Moving on. Biden is following in the same economic, I should call him Grandpa or Creepy Joe, but I don't know. It's just easier to say Biden. Biden is following in the same economic footsteps as Jimmy Carter. And the economists warn Jimmy Carter inflation, here we come. And this is why. When Jimmy Carter came into power, inflation was 5.7%. By the time he left, inflation more than doubled to 13.5%. It appears I'm still not over the weekend in the Super Bowl. Now, Joe Biden appears to be going down the same track. Massive government spending and stimulative monetary policy was the heart and soul of the Carter regime, and now Biden's regime is working on doing the same. Last year, the annual inflation rate was less than 1%, but Biden's policies are likely to increase the inflation significantly. Okay, you had Trump at 1%, and now you have Biden raising it up to a 5.7% level like Jimmy Carter. And he's doing well for the economy, guys. Good thing y'all voted for him. In energy, the cost of gasoline increased under Carter significantly, and this is due to happen under Biden. If y'all don't remember the gas shortage back in the 70s with all those long gas lines and all that, welcome. And in fact, I have a meme posted on my Facebook about how it was $1 something in Trump's reign, and now we're up to almost $3 a gallon in Biden's reign, and it's only been a month, guys. Welcome aboard. It will basically under Biden, it will help Russia and Middle East and not America. Go figure. We've said this in the last couple of live shows. Biden is pushing a $15 minimum wage, which will lead to a massive increase in costs. In addition, an increase in regulations and taxes will add to higher prices for all Americans. Again, y'all voted for him. Moving on. Police officers involved in George Floyd's death were suspended the next day. After more than a month, we still do not know who shot Ashil Babbitt, the Air Force veteran that got during the Capitol riots. Again, where's the outcry? Where's the outrage? Where's the trials? Where's all this going on? You hear nothing because it's not in their narrative. That's the true facts. Otherwise, this would have been handled by now. In fact, the Capitol police officer that died, they're now saying there's actually evidentiary proof that they said, and they were promoting on the news media, that he died by massive blunt head trauma via fire extinguisher. That is now proven not to be the case. In fact, they couldn't even find it to be able to pin it as an article, which they probably were going to use in the impeachment trial. But the ME said no, it's so bad that they don't even have a way. Unfortunately, he lost his life. Let's not discount that. However, the evidence is so bad against the Democrats right now where they can't use it to their advantage. They actually think that he potentially possibly died from the actual pepper spray and bear spray that was being sprayed in the Capitol building. So again, they're trying to use it and pander to, unfortunately, this police officer that lost his life. It's ridiculous. And they should be smacked around, to be honest with you. It's ridiculous. Rep. Liz Cheney refused to resign after Wyoming Republican Party's votes to censor her. So, you have the number 3 person in charge of Congress, right? Her own state doesn't even want her in office. They're basically voting her to censor her. You know how she barely escaped being off the committees and losing her seat and all that stuff federally? Her own state is working on impeaching her on the back end. They don't like her. Hello. I don't even want to go into that. That's all it needs in terms of talking about it. It's ridiculous. Moving on. Dick Morris to Newsmax TV. Hyperinflation coming in 2021. Former presidential advisor Dick Morris predicted hyperinflation later in 2021, explaining on Newsmax TV prices will explode due to previous federal stimulus packages, pent-up demand created by restrictions placed on consumers and producers and Biden administrators. That just sums it up. I mean, you went from one booming economy to a guy that can't even freaking not go through a day without taking a nap. Again, everyone should be having buyer's remorse right now. Hate doesn't make a smart decision, people. Moving on. The Associated Press, or the AP poll, they took a survey basically. Just 16% say U.S. democracy is thriving right now. The majority of Americans think the United States is not thriving, with less than 1 in 6 saying democracy is working well or extremely well, according to the latest poll from the Associated Press, NORAC Center for the Public Affairs Research. Okay, so again, we have a new guy in office. We're supposed to be in the highlight ever. We were supposed to be open now. We were supposed to be doing all this stuff. It's catching up to you, right? It's taken 1 month. 1 month for someone to destroy the economy. 1 month. You have grandpa up there that can't freaking even do math. You have 1 month. And the problem is he's got all these millennials that are around him telling him what to do. And look at where we are right now. Again, he doesn't have any common sense, people. This is what you get when you get a career politician that's been in office 47 years and has failed 2 presidential runs, except this one where dead people voted him in, and corruption. There you go. You get what you asked for. Ridiculous. Moving on. Gallup poll. Americans say Trump was better on terrorism than Obama. Duh. Let's see. Obama's watch. Benghazi. Let's see. ISIS. I can go on, but those are the general top 2, right? You can lay claim to Obama. Okay. Trump. ISIS destroyed. Boom. Soleimani destroyed. Boom. Middle East peace. Boom. I don't see any ISIS. Just saying. Americans think former President Donald Trump made more progress fighting terrorism than former President Barack Obama did, according to a Gallup poll released Monday. Results from the poll showed 44% of those surveyed said the U.S. made progress in combating terrorism under Trump, while 35% the country has lost ground and 20% said it has stood still. There was a strong partisan divide, with the percentages of Republicans saying Trump made progress on this issue, minus the percentage saying he lost ground being plus 6.7. Among Democrats, this figure was a negative 37. The recent Gallup poll surveyed 906 adults across the U.S. from January 21st to February 2nd, 2021, and had a margin of error of about plus or minus 4 percentage points. So realistically, again, yes, you're going to have obviously one side like in the other candidate and so on and so forth. But the numbers bear out fruit, honestly, guys. So it's not even a partisan issue at this point. Moving on. Rep. Scalise. Dems focused on COVID spending, not goals. So basically what Representative Scalise has said is Republicans want President Joe Biden's corona stimulus plan to contain focused effort on getting people back to work, reopening the economy, and expanding the coronavirus vaccine. But the Democrats are more focused on funding other countries and basically keeping us, according to science, locked down. Where's the unity, Joe? Where are we? Where's the we got all the coronavirus tackled. I have a plan. Where are we, Joe? Where are we at? Exactly. Where we started, nada. Jesus. Moving on. Senator Tom Cotton. Biden must recognize China as a threat. Okay. Coronavirus started there. Biological weapon. Still can't get rid of it. China's economy is booming with all this going on. Certain bug traveled all across the world. Killed over 2 million people. Other economies in shambles. But strangely enough, China's economy is booming. Coincidence? I don't know. Senator Tom Cotton further previews this point and says Monday he's glad to see President Joe Biden is singing a different tune on China, but still he thinks it's not enough for Biden to rebuke former President Donald Trump on his policies without outlining plans of his own. Again, he's a copycat. He can't do anything on himself, guys. So obviously we're going to go down the same path, and again, nothing's going to get resolved as usual, and we're going to be still in status quo. Moving on. Iran Iran demands reparations from Biden for damage caused by President Trump that prevented them from obtaining a nuclear weapon. I'll let that ponder for a second. So Iran is basically complaining that poor Trump slapped my hand and we weren't able to make a nuclear weapon. But yet, I wonder why, because they're freaking psychos. If they got hold of a nuclear weapon, the Middle East would pop off like a firecracker, and then we're going to be stuck mopping it up. And guess who's going to be the lead charge of this? Mr. Grandpa Biden. Because what he's going to do, and he's already said, is he's going to go over there and get back into these nuclear talks with Iran, which again will set off the Middle East, and peace will no longer be in the Middle East. This is your president right here, folks. Yay! Moving on. Former Chief of Staff Mark Meadows drops a bomb on power-drunk Democrats. Trump offered assistance multiple times to D.C. officials before January 6th video. I have the video posted on my Facebook page for all those fact-checkers out there. Preview it. It might be worth a view. I'll leave you guys to decide that. I'm not going to even comment on that. Moving on. Nasty Stanford professor, who was a Democrat supporter, who made fun of Barron Trump, which was Trump's son, given top position at the DOJ. So this is the same lady that, this was during the first Trump sham impeachment trial, that made fun of Trump's son, basically. Picked on a 10-year-old, right? You know, and then found out later that she's a huge donor to Democrats, and they basically canceled her out and said she had no value towards the testimony. So she gets a job, strangely enough, in a high position in the DOJ. Yeah, that's who I want in charge of the, I don't know, intelligence. Guys, wake up, people. Every person that Joe Biden's run against Biden, okay, or has done something bad to Trump, they're putting in high positions in the government. The sham is literally happening right before your eyes, and you guys do not see this because you hate Trump so much you can't see what else is going on. It literally shocks me. These people are, it's like robbing someone blind. And you guys are just watching them like, oh, take my money, take my money. It's happening in the economy. It's happening overseas in terms of foreign relations. It's happening here internally with job loss. At what point do you guys go, duh, I don't get it. I do not get it. South Dakota poll, I'm assuming that's going to be it's the Republican, one of the Republicans from the House of Representatives representing South Dakota, wants to give the state power to void executive orders. This is actually a really interesting topic here. And I want to expand on it a little briefly, only because this is where the states actually have more power than the United States. And I know that sounds extremely funny, but it's true. We found this out in the last election cycle with all the cheating, right? The state holds the key, okay? So essentially, even though it's a federal executive order, Joe Biden can sign any order she wants, but it doesn't matter because it's up to the states to whether they want to enforce it or not. So realistically, South Dakota's like, you know what, screw you. If you sign an executive order and it's not pertaining to me, I don't have to follow it. I'm going to do my own thing. And that's essentially what they're doing, basically. So I think you're going to start seeing more of this. I think you're going to start South Dakota. I mean, I love their governor. I mean, they're awesome. So you're probably going to see Texas follow suit. You're going to start seeing a lot of the other states follow suit with this. Update on Arizona. Apparently, obviously, it's Monday. So I think tomorrow, from what I've read online and heard through the grapevine, that they're going to start hunting. The state senate for the Arizona State Senate is going to start hunting these legislators down and arresting them. This is going to set a precedent or a trend, guys. I think you're going to start seeing more of this happen. Honestly, it'll be interesting to see. But then I don't know what's really going to cause it, right? Who knows? But hopefully, right? In other news, Wyoming Governor Gordon Biden's oil ban bipartisanship in its destruction. President Joe Biden's ban on oil and gas leases on federal lands is a direct attack on Wyoming and other states that rely on energy to boost their economy and employ their workforce. So again, you have more people starting to see this, and they're going to start pulling away. So the calls for unity that Biden originally, constituted when he first went in office as his battle cry, right? We're going to be different from Trump. We're going to have unity in all of our ways, right? How's that happening? How's that unity for you? It's not working because you're dividing us even more. So good luck with that. Again, I don't know how much longer this is going to go before. I don't know. He might. Uh, he may not last that long, guys. Let's see. Anything else that I want to warn? No, I think that's it for today, guys. I wanted more, but there's just a lot of info right now to sort through. There's probably going to be more tomorrow. I think we're going to have some interesting things happen tomorrow, specifically when it comes to Arizona, the state Arizona Senate arresting people. That's going to, like I said, I think that's going to start a chain reaction for a lot of this stuff. So we'll soon see what it boils down to. Final thoughts for the show. One of the questions I want to throw out to you guys is, after the impeachment, what's it going to look like? I mean, with the sham impeachment, with everyone saying that it's a waste of time. I mean, guys, you are literally going to watch. I'm going to watch for humor of it, but you're literally going to watch $3 million. It would be like the equivalent of taking $3 million, and mind you, taxpayer dollars, putting them in a bucket and lighting it with a match and just watching the money burn. $3 million. And you know where it's coming from? Stupid Pelosi transferred our money from Social Security, which it would be possibly myself or someone maybe a little older than me, their hard-earned retirement, to finance this Social Security. I mean, I'm sorry, this impeachment sham. So we're having money diverted to finance this, guys, which we pay for. How about we just take all the people that decided that this was a good idea, round it up, and they would forego their salaries for the year and put it towards impeachment. I guarantee you we wouldn't have an impeachment trial. Just a thought. When Trump wins, it's not a matter of if or when he wins this stupid sham impeachment trial. What's the aftermath look like? Are the demos still going to keep going and still fighting on a guy that's not even president anymore? Like, at some point, does it just seem a little bit redundant? What I want to ask you guys out there, what's the definition of insanity? It's doing the same thing over and over again, but expecting a different result, right? At what point do these dun-dun-duns learn a lesson? Like, at what point? The only way they're going to learn the point is by accountability, right? And that's really up to us to do that. We don't vote them in anymore. I mean, realistically, you have Schumer, Nadler, Pelosi. Who else is up? All those they're all up for re-election in September. And actually, like I said, depending on who runs against Pelosi and Schumer, I mean, you may get a flip in both the Congress and the House. Or I'm sorry, in the Senate and the House positions. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I mean, what does it say, right? This would be a failed situation for both of them, or for Schumer and Pelosi, actually. Then what would be next for Team Trump? He's already talking about running in 2024. I think if this goes his way on this impeachment trial, I mean, think about he's going to destroy them on the campaign trail. You're going to have all those rallies again. You're going to have all the momentum, the build-up coming. And then you're going to have Biden and whatever her name is with all the mistakes that they're making right now. Both on the economy. We've already went over the economy, for sure, the economy. I mean, the fact that he killed that pipeline is just stupid. But besides that point, you have that on that. The foreign affairs thing is going to freaking kill him. Like, what is he going to run? What's his platform he's going to run against? Or better yet, first of all, we know he's not going to make it that far, but what's his platform, or whoever runs in his place? Let's say Kamala. What's she going to run on? What's her platform? Our economy's tanking right now, right? This has been within a month, guys. That's the beauty of this. It's taken 1 month for it to go down this bad. 1 month. Because this is what happens when you have a career politician get in place of someone that's in business. You may have not liked Trump. You may have not agreed with his policies, but he was a businessman at heart, and he took care of business when it needed to be done. So that's the one thing you can say. And if I promise you, look back in a lot of the old clips, the video clips of Phil Donahue, Oprah Winfrey. I'm not going to do the research for you. You can easily look it up. And look at how they begged him to run. In fact, I think it was back in 1982, I think, Trump was testifying to a Senate committee on the economy and how he thought he could fix it and what are the ways to fix it back in 1982. So these guys all sought his opinion way back when. You know why? One of the things is, first of all, he's a very smart man. But number two is because they wanted his money. It's amazing when a politician wants his money or wants someone's money, how awesome they'll be in your corner, right? But as soon as you do something against them, they flip on a switch. Think about it in a relationship aspect. Would you want like your girlfriend or your boyfriend or your husband or your wife flipping on you in a switch? I mean, it happens in a lot of places, right? But I mean, seriously, we have the Republicans and the Democrats. They're both dirty, fighting with a toy in a sandbox, which is us, right? And each one are pulling and tugging at each side of it, and they're claiming they want unity. Stupidest thing I've ever heard. Open your eyes, people, please. Moving on. Also, please, if you enjoy the podcast, the live show, I keep calling it a podcast, but in reality, it's a live show. Please like or share this. Maybe create some watch parties, share away. Obviously, the more help that you get me, my goal is to reach 100 followers. Right now, I'm at 63. If I can get more, my goal is 100. That'd be awesome. I want to be able to spread the word. Again, I want to make this very clear. I am a conservative. I'm in the middle road here. However, I'm very intense with common sense. Okay? I apply the middle of the road on these. These are all news articles that I've researched that are out there that all I do is I take them, I read them, I give my opinion on them for you guys to decide for yourselves. I'm not promoting one way or the other. In fact, I enjoy debate. Bring it on. Like, I love it. Bring it. Again, we all have our different sides. We all have our different viewpoints. But at the end of the day, we are Americans and we are adults. I shouldn't tell you how you should run your life or view your life, and vice versa. You shouldn't tell me how I run our life and view my life, whatever the case may be. At the end of the day, we part as friends. That's unity. We don't need to race bait anymore. We don't need to put anything in a certain avenue. We need to just be ourselves, love everybody, and that's that. And life will be so much simpler after the fact. Sorry, went on a little tangent there. Please like, share, watch parties, or messages. Please reach me. If you ever want a message or just want some commentary read on the show, or if you have some intel, please send me all your information to Salty Sailor at saltysailornation.com. Again, that's Salty Sailor at saltysailornation.com. Again, this show is dedicated to all the first responders and essential employees. You all deserve a shout out. You guys have been working hard. I hope you get more support in the future and we can move on from this pandemic and get back to a real life situation. To all my brothers and sisters in the armed forces, both here and abroad, both past and present, stay frosty. Thank you all, Salty Dogs, for listening. Feel free to leave messages and I'll play them in future podcasts. Keep the faith, Salty Dogs. Hold the line. The Salty Sailor. Peace out.
The Patriots to mount up. Patriots, mount up. Let's mount up to the politics. Give them all the realness. Everything transparent so the people feel this. Government officials, we gon' challenge all your bullish. Lying to the people in the world, let's expose this.